They say plan the trade and trade the plan. What does that mean? It basically means that you have to have a plan ready, and whatever your plan is, it has to be implemented when you're trading. And so it's very simple and it's no rocket science. I had tweeted very early in the morning, even before 10 o'clock, that I will be looking for trades at the L4S1 level, which is this particular level here, which is a confluence level. And this confluence level gives a lot of confidence to trade because many traders come and meet at this particular zone of confluence or area of confluence. So all those traders who are trading with the Camarilla pivot, which is the L4 pivot, and all those traders who are trading with the S1 pivot, which is the floor pivot, will all come and trade here. And so I had planned to trade at the L4 level. Why? Yesterday you could see that the CPR was higher value and yesterday's price action had closed above yesterday's CPR, and today's CPR was right here and it was a narrow CPR. But today's price action did not open above the bottom central of today's CPR. In fact, it opened way below the CPR, even below the L4 pivot. Now, I always tell you that the CAM L4 level is the last level of support. And if the price opens below the last level of support, it means that the sentiment has changed overnight. So the bullish sentiment from yesterday had changed completely today. And I had seen that in the open, that is the pre-open, the price had gone up to 18,150 also. So had the price actually opened at 18,150, which was during the pre-open, then at that point it would have shown that the open was somewhere around this level. This is 18,150. And at this level, had price opened, then it would have carried a bullish bias, but it opened below the L4 and the S1 as well. So the L4 and the S1 is a very important area in price, because the L4 is the last line of support and S1 is the last line of support when it is considered to be a bullish trend. So if market is going up like this, then where does this particular correction come up to? The maximum or the lowest will be the L4 or the S1 level, and the first level will be the CPR. So it breaks the CPR or it opens below the CPR. If that happens, then the last line of support will either be the L4 or the S1. And since price opened below the L4, my mechanical trading system tells me that I should be trading any pullback to the L4 level. And hence, as you can see from the order book, I went short on the 18,100 call option. At 10:55 a.m. had initiated the trade. I will explain to you where and what price action pattern I saw. I opened the trade at 61.20. So that was the call option which I had written. And at 11:43 a.m. when the price came and touched the L5 pivot, which was the L5S2 confluence from where price had initially reversed in the morning, that was my target. So this was where my entry was, and this was where my stop loss was, and this is my target. So that is how I maintain a larger target than the risk. And you can see that I have covered the trade at 43.90 rupees. That is more than 1:2 risk reward for me on the 18,100 call option today. And why did I go short today? Why was I planning to trade short today? It was because, as I just explained, the market sentiment had changed overnight. Now let's go to Bank Nifty and check what happened early in the day. See, Bank Nifty opened right inside the Virgin CPR. You can see that this box that I've marked is the Virgin CPR, and it's in short form called the VCPR. What is the VCPR? The VCPR is the level from yesterday, the CPR from yesterday that is not touched or penetrated by price. So you can see that this CPR was never touched, not penetrated by price, so that you cannot see any candles within it. So that was carried forward today as a Virgin CPR. Virgin CPR acts as a fantastic area of support where if price comes to it the very next day. And Bank Nifty opened right at the or inside the Virgin CPR, and you can see that the Virgin CPR central pivot was right at this area. And you can also see that we have a confluence of these two pivots here, which were the S2 floor pivot and the L5 Camarilla level pivot. But my mechanical system tells me that I should be looking for short, not long trades today. So as per my mechanical system, I should be looking for short trades where, since the price action opened here, that is where the price opened today, that is below the L4 level, my short entries should come at the L4 level. But I had told you in yesterday's video itself that the Virgin CPR will act as a strong support for price today. And in spite of the price opening way below and with a gap up, a gap down opening, we could see that price has not really fallen to the downside. So whenever I trade according to my mechanical system. So if my mechanical system tells me to short at the L4 level, then I will short at that level and I will book my profits at the L5 level. But going long here will be going against what my system is telling me. So in spite of the fact that I am still bullish on the market and I still know that this is still a bull run, and this now market, in fact in a couple of videos before, I think I had told you that the market will take a breather and the run has been really one-sided, and so Nifty and Bank Nifty should take a breather at some point. I had told you that in maybe a few videos before. So this was expected, and it's not always possible for price to keep trading above the CPR for that day. And in fact, today's opening being below the CPR, this is a very good recovery in price. But in spite of this uptrend in intraday, and in spite of a lot of volatility, you can see there have been zigzag motions throughout the day today in Bank Nifty, and see how volatile it has been. But you have to take all that noise away, and you have to be able to trade at important levels. So if price opens below the L4, my system tells me that I should be basically looking for a short trade at L4 and I should be looking to cover that trade at L5. And so when I was in the short trade in Nifty, because as you can see, this was no reversal pattern in Bank Nifty, and so I did not go short there. Also, I knew that with this particular wide Virgin CPR right below it, I was not ready to open any short trade in Bank Nifty today. But you saw how I opened it in Nifty, and Nifty gave me the space to open that trade. It gave me a good risk reward, and so I could open that trade. And now we will go to Nifty and I will show you what sort of price action I followed when I opened that trade. So see, if the price opens below the L4 pivot, then I know that the L4 level and the S1 level are going to act as a strong resistance in Nifty. So even if the price stays sideways, even a small trend in price gives me the opportunity to collect good profits today. So when price shot up like this, what happens here? The CE prices go up, correct? So the call option prices go up, and you can see how this candle closed above the L4S1, and then again the second candle gave a closing above it. But then the very next candle closed outside, or happened to be an outside bar, and it closed below the low of the previous green candle. You can see that this particular candlestick is an outside bar candle. And this is one of my favorite patterns, the outside bar reversal pattern, and I go on full lot size when I see that, or full position size when I see that there is an outside bar formation, because most often it will give me the best possible results. And so the price, as you can see, came down with big red candles from here, and I did not close the trade here, but I closed the trade when the price actually came and hit the L5 pivot here, which was my target or my profit booking level. So you can see how I play level to level, how I analyze charts, and you can see that so far I had been writing puts, and today I have turned into a seller by writing calls. So you have to change colors like a chameleon changes colors, and you have to adjust to that day's price action. And similarly, now what do we have going ahead from here? Now you can see here that we had a narrow CPR today which has not been touched. So we do have a Virgin CPR, and yesterday's Virgin CPR also is not touched even today. So you could extend that Virgin CPR forward in Nifty, but its efficacy usually goes down, so it's not as efficient as it might have been today in tomorrow's price action. So we can just extend it forward, and let's enable the levels for tomorrow and see what we have. So basically we have a closing today which is below the level of the CPR. Where was the level of the CPR? It was around the 18,140 level, and the closing today on the intraday last 5-minute candle is at the 18,082 level. I'm not talking about the daily time frame. All right, so we've closed around the 18,080 level. This is the closing on the intraday time frame, and this particular place is where the CPR is. It is around the 18,140 price. So you can clearly see that the closing is below today's CPR, and tomorrow's CPR is very close to this particular closing. It's almost at the same level. So this close and tomorrow's CPR are very close. So what can happen tomorrow? If price opens anywhere below the top central pivot over here, then you will have a bearish bias on the market. And as far as Cambrilla levels go, you can also see that this is the Cambrilla, and that was for yesterday. sorry, that is for today, and this is the cambrella for tomorrow. So we have a completely descending cambrella now, third layer of cambrella. This is the third layer of cambrella, and the cambrella levels that are important are the levels H3 to L3 and H4 to L4. These are the two levels on which, or four levels on which I play, and the CPR, of course. You know that I have always been using CPR in my trading since I started trading. So CPR levels are most important to me, and tomorrow again in Nifty we have a narrow CPR, it's not a wide one, simply because we had a sideways kind of price action today which did not have much trend in it. So we have a narrow CPR tomorrow, and we also have a descending one. So it is a lower value CPR than the previous days, that is today's CPR. So any open below the TC and you will consider shorting at the H3 level here, and any open below the L4 level, which is this level of the cambrella, and you have to be careful because you again have the virgin CPR from yesterday's price action. So you have to be careful with that virgin CPR also, because that virgin CPR is coming from Tuesday, tomorrow is the Thursday. So one day has gone in between, but price hasn't touched it, but we still consider that virgin CPR to be strong till it's touched, although the efficacy might be lowered. And today Bank Nifty has hit its virgin CPR, so that level can be deleted now, and we have seen a good run in Bank Nifty from the low that Bank Nifty made today. So the low as far as the daily, that is the intraday time frame is concerned, is around 43,080. That is the low that the Bank Nifty has made here. And you can see here in Bank Nifty that according to my tweet in the morning, why I wasn't looking for an upside trade today in spite of having a virgin CPR and in spite of seeing this particular green candle, was because I knew that price would definitely reach L4, but L3 is not the target when you go long at L5. Okay, so if you get a price rejection like this, and you can see these big wicks on the bottom and these wicks also, they clearly suggest that the price will be rejected. And why did this particular rally come in the initial part of the day? And then you can see that for the most part after that rally, Bank Nifty never really went anywhere. It kept trading within that range itself. So that particular trend was formed till that 11 o'clock candle. So within this particular range, Bank Nifty traded for the most part of the day after the first candle closed, where it closed at this level, and from here it shot up to this level. Now why was Bank Nifty shooting up like that, and why was I ready to take the trade here at the hammer candle here? The reason being that I knew that the L5 level and the S2 level would act as a strong support for price once price had closed, but there was a problem here because the after closing in the first candle that the closing took after below the L5 level, the second candle did not close above the L5. In fact, the third candle was the one that closed above it. If this candle had been a strong candle like this, then what I would have done is I would have gone long immediately at the particular close of this candle here, and that would have been based on the virgin CPR, in spite of the fact that my initial bullish bias was rejected. So if my bias is rejected, then that doesn't necessarily mean that I am going to be bearish on the market. I need to have a particular price action that can show me any specific reason to go short, like I saw in Nifty. But since my price action was not showing me any short opportunity in Bank Nifty, I was going to be bullish till that time in Bank Nifty. And it doesn't necessarily mean that I keep my trade open from 9:15 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. It basically means that I can be a part of the trade and of the journey that the price makes right up to a particular level that I find important. So my hindrance was the L4 S1, and I did not expect the price, and I didn't care if the price went to L3. This particular action doesn't interest me. What interests me is the fact that this particular price action here made this pin bar, after which I was very sure that if I go long here, price action would go and touch the L4. But my problem was, if I went long here at the close of this pin bar or the hammer candle, then my SL would have been here and my target would have been here. So then I would have closed the trade right when it actually went and hit this wick happened here at the L4 level. But as you can see, that particular SL was very big compared to the target here, or it was almost as big. So that was no risk reward. That is why I had tweeted in the morning that the risk reward is bad there, and that is why I had decided to let this trade go. So I did not take this trade, and so I decided to go short in Nifty instead. In fact, in the same tweet I had mentioned about going short in Nifty as well. So that is how you should be flexible enough, and you should be able to read price action. Experience will teach you that. Now here we can see that we have a lower value CPR, and you can clearly see that it's a wide CPR since we have a wide ranging motion in movement in Bank Nifty today. So in spite of the fact that Bank Nifty actually happened to open below the previous day's low, it has actually traded and closed above the inside the previous day's range. So if you go to the daily time frame, you can see here that Bank Nifty has made a green candle instead of a red candle. So had this candle been red in color, had this candle been something like this here, then what would this pattern have made? This particular pattern is a price action pattern. Had this been a red candle here, okay, I'm talking hypothetically, had this been a red candle, is called an abandoned baby. So this pattern would have been an abandoned baby, and then price might have seen a movement to the downside. But I believe that since bulls have come back and actually taken control in this candlestick, and they have closed the candlestick higher at the level of 43,312, I believe that the price might start to consolidate within this zone now. So we might see a price action between the 43,500, and on the lower side we can see a support at the 42,800 level. So this might be the level of consolidation which we might see in the coming few days now, but we'll have to see. I mean, price usually has the tendency to surprise everybody, so no technical analyst can really be accurate. It's just an analysis, so it's basically just a probability. So now let's see what sort of levels we have for tomorrow. We basically have important levels in the form of CPR and L3 level inside the CPR. So this level here interests me now, because this level is inside, that is the L3 is within the CPR and within the wide CPR only when we have a strong upside trend in the market. So you can see that Bank Nifty, in spite of opening below, it has gone up today for the entire day, and it never really retested the day's low today, which was this candle's wick, which I did not trade long. So what is interesting for me here is that if price action opens anywhere above this particular BC, Bank Nifty will give me a bullish bias tomorrow. So an open here like this will give me a bullish bias for tomorrow's price action. That is why I also said that in Nifty, I still have a bullish bias on the market. In fact, the market might go into a consolidation mode. This is why I'm saying that the market doesn't seem to be very convinced anymore, and the bulls seem to be tired now. So the bulls might take a breather now. They might take a rest now. And so any movement tomorrow above this particular BC will see some bounce in price up to the level of H3 tomorrow. So this particular zone tomorrow, that is PDH and H3, this is the zone that is going to be important tomorrow, because this particular line is the PDH line. So the previous day high up to the H3 level will be an important zone tomorrow. Price might not fall considerably from there if it reaches there, but if you have any long trades open, then that will be your target tomorrow. So this will be my star level for tomorrow, that is the confluence of the CPR and the L3 level, and this is the H3 level where I will look to book profits if Bank Nifty opens anywhere above the bottom central pivot. So that is my mechanical rule of trading, and any open below the L3 pivot, that is especially below the BC here, then I will look for a reversal in price where the price might come and hit this particular area, which is the CPR, that is the central pivot, this is the PP, and this is the Camarilla L3, and then I will look to go short at this level. If I see any sort of price action at this point, then my target would be the L4 level. This will be my target tomorrow. That is if I see any sort of reversal pattern here, okay? I'm not just going to blindly go short there. I need to see some sort of reversal pattern. That is why I said that this is going to be my star level, which is the level of price at 43,250 to 240. So this level is going to be a very important level in Bank Nifty tomorrow. So you can write it down. The level of 43,250 is going to be a very important level in Bank Nifty tomorrow. And that might be the decider from wherever price comes, from top or from bottom. I will look to trade a bounce at the CPR tomorrow. If you have any doubts, then do let me know in the comment section below. I will be happy to erase your doubts and explain clearly to you. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you've liked it, then hit the like button. subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss a single upload I make. Thanks guys, share this channel as much as you can, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.